Hello again, friends. Welcome back to twitch.tv/DrooperBerry, and welcome back to more of the Long Dark and the Jack of No Trades tournament, where, well, we seem to be doing okay. In our second attempt, pay no attention to the first. So, quick reset. Yeah, our initial attempt yesterday, we got the evil spawn in Forlorn Muskeg, and that lasted all of about 10 minutes. You know, in case I needed a reminder just how much fun Interloper is. But attempt 2, you see, we're just about to tick over into day 5. And the gist is we survive for 30 days and, well, just learn gain as little XP as possible in any of the 9 main skills that TLD tracks. As like, gunsmithing, rifle, revolver, that's easy. That's not a thing on Lope, but there's still archery, carcass harvesting, cooking, fire starting, ice fishing, and mending. And so the idea is, again, survive 30 days, learn as little as possible, and whoever has the least XP wins. And then the tiebreaker is who has consumed the most calories. So let's jump back in. So we spawned in Pleasant Valley.
Sure I can carry much more.
Actually, so we spawned in Pleasant Valley. Had a remarkably good spawn. Yeah, we had all the usual hot spots. Then we went into. Hang on, Mystery Lake farmhouse. What? There's no farmhouse in Mystery Lake. Weird. Anyway, then we went to Mystery Lake, and then we briefly popped into Forlorn Muskeg to load up on cattails, which we do still have a fair number of. But yeah, so and one of the things we made sure to do in both PV and Mystery Lake was raid toilets. And now that we're in Coastal, we're going to be doing a fair bit of that as well. Because, again, if we want to make our own water, that means we got to start fire. And that's what we're trying not to do. So yeah, here so near the end of yesterday's stream, a 50% candy bar gave us food poisoning, which kind of ruined my plans. And our condition wasn't great to begin with, so I did make 2 birch bark teas, which is why our condition is as good as it is. So it's like 75%. And we've started, I think, 4 fires. Now, if this was the elite division, our run would already be toast, because in that one, you're not allowed to learn anything. But thankfully for us, we're just discouraged from gaining any XP. Excuse me. Yeah, I really don't want to set out until I can actually see something. I know I'm weird like that. Okay, that'll do. We'll just drop the potato. We're keeping oats as an emergency backup. You only need cooking 1 to make porridge, so that's fine. I probably don't need to be walking around with 7 liters of water. Yeah. Okay, so here's what today I want to go around the zone, and I want to do some beach combing. Uh, we'll just leave that here. Yeah, I want to do some beachcombing. And there's a note on the far side. On the the road that goes through Coastal Highway, there's the bridge on the far side by the landslide. Not the commuter's lament, but the other side. And that leads to a memento cache that should, I believe, have some fishing tackle. And we can use those to make tip-ups. Yeah, we need scrap metal, which we'll find, fishing tackle, and then the workbench, and sticks and cloth, which we have ample of both. And if we don't find scrap metal, we have we got a hacksaw, and we can just use that. Now I think and we want to keep that in decent condition because we do. The summit is also on our to-do list. Okay, let's see what it's like out there. It's early morning. That's what it's like out there. Okay, yeah, this is. Yeah, this is. Oh, there's a bear. Well, good. That means it's not going to be there in front of us. But yeah, we're probably going to have to do this in shifts because it is very, very cold. Is that, yeah, is that Petunia or is that the town? That might be the town site bear. Anyway, let's let's start by looting misanthropes. And then we'll work our way around the zone. And then when we get to the misanthropes, we'll check fishing huts as we go. We'll get jackrabbit. We'll loop around. We'll hit the car, get the note, and then we'll work our way back around. We'll get our fishing tackle and well, yeah. Oh yeah, another reason to check the fishing huts. They might have fishing tackle, or at the very least, they might have line and/or hooks. And the reason I'm high on
I can't feel my feet.
ooh, that's a good find. Yeah, the reason I'm high on the tip-ups is because they catch fish. Obviously, that's why they exist. But you don't get fishing XP when you do, which normally is a big part of the reason I don't make use of them. But for our purposes in this tournament, that's actually good.
I've never felt so cold in my life.
Okay, checking. Okay, yeah, the bones are in there, so Petunia is out and about. But she's not here at the moment, so we're just going to go ahead and rifle through her backpack real quick. I think there's a photo. No, okay. Oh, there was a Polaroid in there. Oopsie poopsie. That's fine. Yeah, -13 is just a bit too cold for my liking. There we go. Now we have those if we need them. Yeah, some clothing upgrades would be nice. I mean, granted, it's Loper, so we're not gonna we're gonna be subpar there for probably quite some time. But yeah, I really want to mitigate the cold damage we're taking. Because again, it is Loper, so our condition isn't going to come springing back the way it does on other difficulties. Ooh, candy bar.
Never know. Could end up being useful.
You might as well just tuck in. No. Okay. Well, so yeah, yes. So we found some decent stuff. We actually have a coat, two in fact. I'm keeping that. Actually, I might go ahead and swap that. Yeah. The because I think part of the reason I'm keeping a bunch of cloth is that we can easily put together replacement hand coverings and head coverings without necessarily, yeah, because like crafting clothing, there's no XP there. Mending clothing, there is. All right, well, let's at least get some water. Lantern fuel, very nice. Yeah, we do have a lantern. Yeah, so our like so if this was a regular Loper run, again, we have a hammer, a hacksaw, a bedroll, and we now have and we have multiple boxes of matches. So I'm less annoyed with myself for that, uh, using a match when trying to harvest some. Yeah, when I'm trying to harvest old man's beard late in yesterday's stream. Yes, we got the of the 74. Just do it now. Yeah, I should be more cognizant of the food we're eating, like dog food, sardines, like the stuff that gives us hydration as well. That is very very welcome. But like anything that dries this out, we might want to think twice. Just because, again, water is well, water that we don't make is going to be in short-ish supply. Okay, is that it? That's it. Oh, but we got some food, and we got another batch of the old turlet water. There we go. Just warm up real quick. Okay, still chilly, but I think the wind has calmed enough to where I think we can we can make use of torches rather than flares. All right, so let's go up the way. We'll beachcomb there and then work our way back. What are we looking for? Well, anything really, but especially if we can find fish, that's going to be helpful. Because we have a decent number of yeah, antibiotics, like the pills, not the not reishi. Although we do have a fair number of those as well, but we got to cook those into tea. No, we're not crafting anything, so we don't need feathers. But yeah, so a a cheeky and perhaps cheesy way to increase our calorie intake without having to again, start any fires or do any cooking, is we find a fish and we just chow down it on it all paleo style or what have you. Now that is going to be that's going to risk food poisoning. But that's why we've been hoarding those antibiotics. Wow, all that way and we got a stick. Okay. But yeah, so even like so, if you notice, when you beach comb, when fish wash up, they're either coho salmon or smallmouth bass, like the biggest of the fish. Like the rainbow trout don't wash up, and then like the rare ones, the what are they, like the rockfish and the red Irish lord, they don't show up either. But still, there's a lot of calories in those big fish. Now, granted, they're almost certainly going to be ruined, but that's why we have protection. So it's most likely it's going to be a thing we eat at the end of the day. And again, that's also assuming if we're okay on condition, because one of the quirks of food poisoning is while you're sleeping the 10 hours to clear it from your system, you don't have any regen. And regen on Loper is going to be as low as it is. So we got, oh, birch sapling.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Normally I'd be delighted. Now I'm just, this is what am I going to do with that? I don't know anything. Okay, I'm just going to leave that stick.
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
I see one right up there, Astrid. Just keep matriculating yourself down the ice. Is that a canoe? Looks like a canoe. Okay, yeah. On my lengthy run, I'd be delighted to see a canoe because that would mean free arrows. But not on Loper. What do we get instead? We get a fish.
Let's be prepared for anything.
And not ruined, but only just. I tell you, just to, yeah, it's not ruined, but 14%. Yeah, to avoid the attentions of any local jerks, I'm going to leave that there for now. We can pick that up on the way back if we need to. Okay, can I get to this? I can, if I can actually click on it.
It's a goddamn freezing.
Woo! Okay. That might have been worth it. It's a decent coat. But it's also at a rather low condition. Alright. Gonna take a quick peek over the ledge. And we got a Carl Bob. Looks like a Carl Bob. Oh, free cattails. Yes, thank you. And some more fish. $59%. Wow. Pretty decent condition. I mean, granted, it's still raw, so I mean, if we just start chowing down on that, it's near certain food poisoning. But hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Hello, Bun Buns. Goodbye, Bun Buns.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay, let's check that coat real quick. Actually, I tell a lie, 72%. Okay, 1.4. Yeah, so it does not have the wind stopping power, but it is warmer. Right, and we'll just drop that. That gives us a whole 9 degrees of warmth. I know, I'm overwhelmed. Okay. Okay, hypothermia risk is small. Our condition, yeah, we're about, what, 60%? I mean, okay, here's the thing. Yeah, so it's lower. You want to keep moving. You have to keep moving. But the thing is, like, the run is on a timer. Like, we're not, this is not a run that is destined for the long term, right? Like, day 31 does not exist. So,
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
um, almost certainly not better. It is not. All right. But yeah, so I have to keep reminding myself, we have to think of this like one of those in-game challenges. Rather than a true survival run. Better? Not, well, it's lighter. The warmth is the same. It's better against the wind, but this is an interior. Um, yeah, it's an interior layer. Kind of six, half dozen. But what I was going on about there. Normally we just run. I think yeah, let's run all the way around. Motor. Try to get in all of the lower layer of coastal today. But then I was thinking, why? What's the rush? Hmm, nothing but dry food. Well, and cattails, but I'd like to preserve those if we can. Okay, let's at least warm up. There we go. Because really, we could take our time. We could poke along and try to nurse along our health. And we have those two coho salmon, which will almost certainly make us sick. But as long as our condition stays okay, we can just tank it and then use those calories to move on through. Excuse me. Hey, B. Good morning to you. How are things?
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
All right. Well, there. Oh, we're actually warm? Wow, how about that? But good to see you, B. As happy Sunday to you. We're just trying to squeeze in some beachcombing before all the good loot goes away. All right, but yeah. So these conditions make me a little bit more bullshit, a little bit more adventurous. So let's see what we can see. Also,
Cap, that ship's not ready for
Oh,
flight.
look at it
Why is it
loading
moving?
in.
Someone's initiated the security
Ew, I don't
protocols.
like it.
The
I might
Chimera's
stream something
autopilot has
else if
taken
it's gonna
over.
be like this.
You'll need backup. We're heading back.
Negative. Secure the bridge. Those weapons can't get into the city.
Copy that. You're up, Bruce.
Oh god.
oh, Timberwolves. My enthusiasm for wandering has diminished. Yeah, that's a big old 5-stack right there. Which wouldn't be an issue, except that car with the note that I want is right up there. Well, Astrid, hope your quads are ready for a workout. See, I have 2 red flares and 1 blue one. So, worst comes to worst, we could, beat feet back to Jackrabbit. It's good that we have this visibility so I can see them. Problem is, they can probably see me too. Now, it's like they're wandering off that way, which, honestly, I love. I love it for them. I love it for me. But again, they're Timberwolves, so who knows how far out their detection radius actually goes. Okay.
I think I can use this.
Eh. All right. So, well, okay. You know what? I should check. I should check. Nope. Okay. Yeah, maybe if they were the Turbo Wolves from, what was that, part 2 of episode 5, maybe they could detect us from there, but doesn't look like that's the case. All right. Okay, so we gotta grab that. Oh, do we want to go up? Oh, scrap metal. I will take that. We need that for, yeah, we need that for our tip-ups. Okay. Yes. Hello, dear. I was saying, so, yeah, in terms of like easily accessible food, Coastal doesn't have a whole lot, but it does have the cattails up the creek. We're in the neighborhood. We could grab those. Only thing is, we would need to be, watching out for, the bear of Bear Creek. Nope. Okay. See a letter there, but that's just a note left behind. That's not what we're after. That's what we're after. Yes, you're at their coastal town site. That's a burnable. Yeah, starting fires is, counter to our purposes, but thematically, it feels like we should get some kind of bonus for setting skill books alight. What with the anti-educational kind of milieu we're working with here. All right. I'm trying to keep an ear out for bear crows, because the bear cave is like just up that way. Well, I say cave. The bear nooch. It's not much of a cave. But then with the soundtrack and the sounds of the sea, it's not always the easiest to hear. What you need to hear. And I know I should have a torch out. I definitely should have a torch out, but I'm just I just even in this series where we're trying to avoid starting fires, I just live in mortal terror of misclicking and wasting matches, because I only have matches right now. I don't have a fire striker. So I don't even get the helpful pop-up that says, hey, what would you like to use to start this fire? Like, I don't want to start a fire. Thank you, game. Maybe that changes soon. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, there's the bear nooch. And there are bones in there, so the bear is up. I wish I knew more about this bear's patrol route, but I don't. And I see that triple birch spawn right there, which would normally be a welcome sight. But as it is, it's just a eh. And yeah, the farther we go up this creek, the more I feel like I'm pressing my luck. Yeah, there are cattails, yes, but more chance of woodland creatures. And you might be wondering, well, how many cattails do we need? And I would say yes. Because, yeah, short of burdock is going to be our most reliable source of cooking free calories, other than like old world food. I mean, if we're in the neighborhood, we could try to stop by the Rabbit Grove. See if there's any goodies up there. Well, oh, hang on. All of a sudden, the wind decided to return. Well, oh, it says 9 degrees. We could keep a torch lit in like 9-degree wind chill. I think when it gets up to like 13, 14, that's when you got to start worrying. Okay. Check you real quick.
I think I can use this.
Maybe. Fucking where? Oh, there. I just...
Man, I could eat anything.
Astrid. Death approaches, and your main concern is you're snackish? All right, let me see if I can just break his pathing. We don't have to deal with this right now. Go. Astrid, please. Nope, and we did. Yay. Also, we are 8 kilos over. I was wondering why we were so sluggish. Well, that might have something to do with it. What are we up to? 101 cattails. Okay. There is that cabin out there. Well, no, there isn't. I think there is a cabin out there below Loper, but I'm almost certain that is consistently burned down on Loper. So let's not do that. Hello, Roller. Is a Jack of No Suit a Joker? Well, it is. If suit is a synonym for trade, I guess. But I don't know. Right now, our suit is threadbare because our clothing situation is just kind of eh. But again, it's early game Loper, so that's gonna be definitionally so. I mean, like a nice business suit wouldn't be well, it wouldn't exactly be warm, but excuse me, it wouldn't be that much of a downgrade given what we have. And we're rocking a whole 9 degrees of warmth. Okay, so yeah, one, I don't want to go wander back toward that wolf. And two, it is getting kind of late. I think what I might do is we'll run back to Jackrabbit. We'll endeavor to not get the attention of the Timbies. I'll grab that comparatively fresh salmon, and we'll give Astrid a seafood dinner to remember. It'll be better than yeah. Because we got yeah we did get like a ski jacket. We just had to like wander out onto thin ice to get it. So it was we. I admittedly put our girl in a little bit of peril, but it paid off. That's honestly that and the festive sweater are the best things we found so far. Okay. Yeah, so when last we saw the Timbies, they were wandering just like on the other side of that island right there. But they were working. Yeah, they were kind of zigzag drifting toward the log sort. So as long as they haven't reversed course, I think we'll be okay. And if they have, well, boo. But we have, well, we have enough flares to get somewhere safe. I hope. For a pair of peril mittens. Don't know what those are. Are they like a high-end, top quality mittens? I know I've lived in warm weather climates for so long. I've my knowledge of such things has it has atrophied. Okay, yeah, I can see the Timbies. They are well down the track. Huzzah! And we are also walking directly into the wind. And I Didn't I take Blizzard Walker? I did take Blizzard Walker. Although, in retrospect, yeah, we got like 100 cattails. I almost wonder if, like, so for this challenge, I wonder if the hyper cheese strategy would be just take settled mind, like just like get an absurd number of cattails from like Ash or
Can you eat
the
trees?
muskeg,
'Cause I'm gonna.
and then you amass a stupid amount of firewood. You start a single fire, and then you just make days and days of water. And then you just get yourself somewhere warm and you just ride out until you run out of either food or water. It would not be the most interesting gameplay, to be sure. But if you're of a mind to min-max this tournament, that would certainly be a way to go about it. I say you've eaten a river of liver and an ocean of fish. We want something else. We want something else. We want something else. We want something else. Yes, I've seen that episode as well. All right, yeah, I'm going to grab that fish. It is going to make us stinky and slow. But we should be able to get up the hill before any local jerks come inquiring. Because I think our condition is such that if we were to instantly have to sleep for 10 hours, that would be okay. Although I should probably make sure not to lose well-fed before we do that. That would be awkward. Let's see, where I left that there, didn't I? Yeah, we did. All right, I'm carrying around those stupid saplings too. I don't even know why I grabbed those. Habit. That's why I grabbed those. Okay, fish. Fish. Oh wait, or did I find the fish over here? Cause I I know I left. Yeah, I left like the 14% salmon at the hut by or yeah, near to misanthropes. But where's the good trout? Salmon, not trout, salmon. Did I walk right past it? I might have.
I could eat anything.
Just keep those cheeks together, Astrid. Once I actually find this damn fish, you're gonna be, dare I say, swimming in calories. Uh,
I would do anything for a drink right now.
okay. Where? All right, hang on. You know, I might be getting my fish twisted, which I know sounds painful. Maybe I left the good salmon over there. Now, if that's the case, one, we'd be farther away from the Timbies, which is good. But Misanthrope is also all the way over there, which is less good. Alternatively, spend the night in the fishing hut, but that would require making a fire. And I'm not really into that. Under the invisible. Yeah, I got my fill of invisible walls during episode 5. There, okay, are you the salmon in question? No, you're the bad salmon. We're the good salmon. Alright, well, how many calories are you?
I'd eat anything right about now.
959. That seems low. You know what? Screw it.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Astrid, is there anything you're not going to complain about? Because that'd be a shorter list.
Seems like night is coming.
Gee. We got the running commentary of a toddler. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm tired. It's dark. The stars are going to come out soon. Anyway. All right. So I think, yeah, tomorrow we'll swing back around and see if I can find that good salmon. If for nothing else, just so I can remind myself that it actually exists and it didn't like despawn. Like it's a well, it looks like it wants to Aurora definitely, but so far we've managed to avoid those, thankfully. That's a deer. Hello, deer. Goodbye, deer. Thank you for being a deer. And not, anything else.
this load for much longer.
You'll carry that load for exactly as long as I tell you to. Okay. Bed, find. Antibiotics? Check. All right, girlie. And have a rancid salmon dinner.
My stomach. It hurts. Oh, God, it hurts.
Yeah, kind of figured. But hey, that's what we were planning on. Okay, so we didn't regain condition, but we didn't lose that much either. So, for our purposes, we're going to call that a win. And hey, that was 950 free calories. Let's see. Oh, right. That's the thing we can do. Drop those. We most assuredly do not need those. Although, I don't know why I did that. We don't need sticks. We're trying to not start fires. So that was actually kind of a boneheaded move on my part. Oh yeah, don't need those, but we have backup shoes if need be. Oh yeah, we need a workbench for yeah. Okay, so we can make one tip up. Oh, fishing tackle. Oh, but we got the note, so we can go to the boat and then uh get the cash. Excuse me. All right. Okay. Is there anything we would need a cured birch or maple for? Well, we certainly won't need a travois. Because we're not going to have that much stuff. And I don't think you can make anything out of cured birch. Well, no. Green birch, you can make that. Oh, is it the bushcraft bow? But you need max trust with the trader, and the trader isn't even up, and we're not going to get that for 30 days. So shut up about it. All right. So yeah, I can just forget those saplings exist, which is fine. I could probably leave those oats at the Quonset, our little base of operations. Because that's a kilo and a half we're carrying around that we don't need to. In fact, why don't we do that? Yeah, it'll be cold, but we're not going very far.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, check, Check. Make sure Petunia's not about. Okay. Away we go. Is that... Oh, is that... Yeah, I think that same bear was right over there yesterday. It's out wandering on the ice again. It's weird. Well, I was gonna say I never see that bear on my other run, but that's because I'm much more assertive about my territory in that run. Now, Zenobia Petunia's there. She wanders over there towards the waterfront cottages. Does she go down there and then turn around, or is that the town site bear, and it's gonna, it wanders down across and then back? I honestly do not remember. Oh, the way that one's going, that's probably the town site bear. And it is going right where I want to be. So maybe we just hustle a little bit. Oh, and it turned around. Never mind. Never you mind. Coffee? Oh, man. Well, rip my idea for fishing tackle. All right, if we don't find some line out there somewhere.
Starting to feel numb.
We're gonna have to reassess. Okay, there's two jerks over there. Alrighty. We'll just go in the back door. Okay, act like it's Stalker or something. They're like, no, we don't like
I
fire.
wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
We're trying to not fire as much as possible. And yeah, actually, was yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was the first day of this run. We didn't use a match, so we got that going for us, which is nice. Okay, drop oats. Yeah, drop those as well. No, I'm keeping all those. Okay, that's all fine. We do have one OMB. We can make a second. We do have a hook. So if we can get some line, we'll be set. But it's proving to be a little bit tricksy. We could harvest a prop deer, but then again, that would be carcass harvesting experience, and that is not something we want to do. Like other stuff catches fire. Well, depends on the other stuff. Warm up real quick. Okay. Beachcombing done. We got the note. The contents therein were uninspiring. Excuse me. What about? Well, again, there is that other. I I know I'm putting entirely too much on this eating raw fish strat, but it does, as long as our condition is decent, we get important calories out of it, and we do advance the clock 10 hours. But again, there's only so many of those. Ooh, okay. All right, let's try this. We'll do this one more day here. I'm gonna go find that other salmon. Then we go back through the coal mine, around the rim of PV, Timberwolf, check Mountaineers, we summit because we do have a bedroll now and a hacksaw, even better. And there should be some half decent loot there, even if it is Loper. Oh right, let me. You did not. You did. Alrighty then. Well, the game heard me making plans, and they said, "Oh, you think you're gonna go do stuff, are you?" Rip bozo. No, actually, those are heavier when they're made. Oh, we can make torches. Ooh, we can make torches. Yes, we can make mega torches too. Even better. Takes sticks, which we have, cloth, which we have, lamp oil, which we have, but I wouldn't be thrilled at using, but you know what, fine. We'll do one more. I don't, yeah, I don't want to go running about. Yeah, the wolves will be gone, but it's also going to shred our clothing. Although I suppose we could just like run across to the blue house, get the jump on those wolves that were lurking out there. That's Phil. We don't need Phil. Let's see. Okay, that'll do. And yeah, we can just do a quick double check. I don't. Yeah, we looted this place pretty thoroughly. Could grab a little bit more cloth though. No, 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 no. Okay. All right. Well, if nothing else, this means there should be new beachcombing loot. Uh, but yeah, I think. Excuse me. I think one. Wait a minute. Hang. This is listing cattails as a major source of vitamin C. Have they always been major? That that strikes me as odd. I mean, I'm not going to complain.